What up, Internet? Nerd Alert here. I'm Brandon. I'm with Jimmy and James.
What's up?
And it's Thanksgiving. And we were just trying to think of the forgotten holiday. It's kind of sandwiched between Halloween and Christmas, and people make a big deal about both of those. And as we were trying to come up with Thanksgiving themed topics, there aren't a lot. But the one theme of Thanksgiving is always family. So we're just talking about some of our favorite family books. Now, family appropriate or about families?
Well, that's a good point because it's not necessarily the happiest family reunion things going on, but it is family related in some of these picks.
We're getting together with the family.
There you
It's
go.
not necessarily a good thing. Like it might be for houses everywhere this November. That the family's together, but not everyone's going to agree.
Agreed. So, Brandon, what is your pick?
My favorite family is the first family, and that's the Fantastic Four. I'm actually getting ready to kind of reread a lot of my Fantastic Four stuff in preparation for the upcoming movie. I think my favorite run would have to be either the Mark Miller run or the Jonathan Hickman run, which both did pretty incredible storytelling. But you can't beat Marvel's first family. I mean, that was them. They started it.
That is true. They've been going what it's like 60, 80 years.
61.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. Lot to read. One of the originals.
Yeah, and like I said, with them coming out, and I mean that's going to be the biggest theme of the movie I've heard is just maintaining the family while discovering stardom and superpowers and saving the world and all that. And I just think it'll be cool. Along those lines too, I would have to say, at least from the movie standpoint, is Guardians of the Galaxy. Because that shows you that you don't have to be born into the family and you choose the family, which is also a great lesson.
Dude, that third one where they basically bring all that together, that's a great movie and a hard watch.
I can remember working at Maximum Comics and hearing that Guardians is being opted for a movie, and I'm just like, man, this is going to be a hard sell for a lot of people. And then fast forward, I'm watching the movie with my wife and her friend, and they're both crying over the emotional plight of the talking raccoon. And I was like, never would have believed that. Never in a million years would have believed that for any
Now,
reason.
note, Brandon omits that he too was probably crying because he's a strong man.
Oh no, 100%. I was bawling too, but it was just like I'm into this stuff.
Yeah.
To have people who like were not into anything to sell them on a talking tree and raccoon, I thought would be much harder than it ended up being.
Well, I mean, not really. Humans are more prone to like dogs than actual humans, so.
So, James, what was your pick?
Yeah, can we mute him?
Yeah, I know. Right?
For my pick, I got to go with my personal favorite family story in comics, Detective Comics number 27.
Wow, it's been a while, James. Remind me, what happens in that book?
Yeah, what's the name of the storyline, James?
It's just about a lovely family with an only child who goes to see a movie. That's it. What could possibly go wrong? Why are there pearls all over the sidewalk?
I thought you said.
He had a couple good Thanksgivings, and then like for the rest of his life, he never had a good Thanksgiving. That's cool.
I mean, he didn't have time for holidays. He was training for vengeance and the night. Batman is your favorite family story?
Like literally the origin of Batman.
A young man losing his family. Happy Thanksgiving.
I couldn't think of anything better. I'm sorry. Like when you say family, my first thing is the meme of Batman sitting alone at a table and it's his family dinner.
Brandon, I'm a little nervous because I am his father, and he's talking about one of his favorite stories being a fatherless character.
Yeah, dude. I think you're getting some.
I'm nervous.
You need to read between the lines here.
Do you want me to bring up Uncle Ben? Would that be better?
But no, but look, Batman's another one. He creates a family from that tragedy.
Exactly.
But
we didn't go to that route. James is
James just liked the fact that everyone died.
So let's build on that, Brandon. So he brings in Alfred, and that's his go-to right-hand man, best friend.
That becomes his father figure. Yeah,
exactly. And then we get Barbara Gordon and Jim Gordon.
She gets shot.
And
she gets better. She does get better from that. Yeah, it was a flesh wound for like, I don't know, 30, 40 years. And then all of a sudden
you're
she
an
got better.
oracle. You can see these things happening.
Yeah. Dick, Tim,
Grayson. What happened
Jason.
to that other one? Oh, yeah. James, I'm surprised you didn't talk about it.
Hey, guess what?
I'm sorry. That's right. Jason Todd. What could possibly go wrong?
Hey, guess what? He also got better.
Yeah, he did.
He got better. Yeah, he did.
He
died.
He's not all right up here. He's not all right.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what happens to get beat to death with a crowbar.
Okay. Bruce Wayne is
of comedy.
I mean, that's what happens when you get beat to death with a crowbar.
No.
But I love that they voted for that to happen. That's my favorite.
That is
thing.
Well, I remember I read something a couple years back that like somebody showed that they had they set up an automated line to continue to call, so that technically the vote, they don't know how people were actually going to vote. But like if you took out that automated line, everybody would have kept to keep him alive, which would have changed everything forever because you probably never would have seen Tim Drake.
Really? I didn't know that, because I remember when that came out and I was a kid. And I thought that was interesting. Awesome. You got to vote on the fate of, but you had to pay to call. So I didn't do it. But,
yeah. Come on. I'm not paying for this.
Yeah. I was underage. Like,
yell that.
Agree to that. Like, get the hell
now
out.
They just make you enter your email address.
Yeah.
That's how it'd be done today. I don't think you can do things like that anymore today, because it would I mean, they couldn't do stuff back then because they got trolled into a troll response. And I feel like that's exactly what would happen now if we ever offered that up to the public again. It would just get trolled into whatever they think is the funniest way to have an outcome.
Was it Amalgam that was voted on, or was that their own? Because I remember
Amalgam.
What?
The X-Men, the Marvel versus DC 4 issues where they actually had the heroes face off was voted on by the fans.
Okay, I thought so.
I think it was a mail-in vote thing or whatever.
All of a sudden, Wolverine's behind the bar and he just defeated Lobo, and you're like, really?
Yeah, I still stand by that. I think he would have killed Lobo. I think he would have won the Lobo fight. The one I don't think.
Oh, geez.
I think they voted. I think it was Elektra versus Catwoman, and I think Catwoman won, which by voting standards would make more sense. Less people really know or cared about Elektra at that point in time, at least like popularity wise. So I would love to see that revisited. But
that'd be interesting.
Oh, I do have another great family story.
Oh, can't wait to hear it. Let's see.
Daredevil Born Again.
Is this kid? Who hurt him? Like his college?
Oh, nobody hurt me. Nobody hurt me. I'm the one who hurts people.
For him to go to a psychiatrist because it's my fault.
Yeah, like is he? Yeah, dude. What? Don't take it too personally. Like, I'm sure you did all you could do, but something's broken in this young man.
No, I'm normal by.
Nope. See, that's the first sign. Thinking, nope. That's the first sign. Thinking you're just like.
I hate to admit that maybe I'm more in line with James than I care to admit, because my recommendation is Lazarus from Image Comics, written by Greg Rucka and art by Michael Lark. I love this series. It's sort of, I don't mean his hit and miss with how good it is, but it was hit and miss as far as when it was coming out, because it wasn't necessarily a regular series. They would do one and then they'd come back and do it again later, and it was a little disorienting. I haven't revisited it, so I don't know. Hopefully there's one big omnibus of all of them, but it basically tells the story of a dystopian future where different families rule different parts of the globe, and that family has a Lazarus that is sort of their warrior representation for them to go and when they meet diplomatically or when they go to war. And they're all, each family has one. Each Lazarus is sort of a super soldier a la Captain America. And it is just an awesome story. The way they break up this feudal system of what's going on in the whole world, and how there's intrigue and betrayal. And it's just, I really love this series. And I think it flew under the radar. It was at Image, so it was a bigger comic, but I just didn't hear much about it. And I highly recommend going to check this out. Great family interaction, but it just, the dystopian future that it tells and the way they utilize these basically samurai warriors, and some of them become Ronin because the family didn't quite make it. It's just fascinating. I really, really enjoyed that one.
Wow, thanks, Pot, calling the kettle black. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I mean, Greg Rucka is an outstanding writer, so
I love just about everything he does.
he wrote Checkmate a long time ago. I love that book. I wish they'd re-release that into a trade. I want a push of all the old stuff that hasn't seen the light of day in some time. Like that came out with Shadow Pact. There's a Jonah Hex series that was outstanding. We need to republish. I'm trying to think of who else would be good for a family book. What's a good family book? Oh man, Secret Six by Gail Simone. That's like a dysfunctional team that becomes a family. That was very good. It's Bane. What? Oh God, what happened?
The Visions. That it was a whole storyline.
There you go.
Visions.
There you go.
Which
or Vision.
That's true. It's
by Tom King, but
it's dark, but it's not atrocious.
Honestly, that played more into WandaVision through Wanda, though. Like,
yeah,
this was all Vision's point of view with the family and stuff, and I feel like they took elements of that and put it in WandaVision. But if you've not read Tom King's Vision series, yeah, 10 out of 10 for a good old family book.
How about this one for a little happier spin?
Okay.
Jonathan Hickman's run on X-Men. He literally brought together Apocalypse, Magneto, Professor X, and they were all a family.
I mean,
I never thought I'd see that where they were all
as
interacting.
Well as they could be.
Like I said, a family.
Yeah.
But that's literally, like, I remember reading that and be like, why is Apocalypse at this table with like Sinister and Magneto and I think Storm was on the council and Xavier, and you're like, they're not going to get along. And they literally did, because it was mutants versus humans. And I'm like, okay, well.
Oh, at the Thanksgiving table, Mr. Sinister's like, I worked with Hitler. And they're like, wait, what?
Here's a turducken. What the hell, man?
He's like, dude, I have to experiment. I've always got to experiment.
Exactly.
Actually, there is a issue in they like go to like a UN meeting or like a delegation of some kind, and it's funny seeing Apocalypse in a suit.
Yep.
But somebody says something about like it's like the Bronze Age, and it was like, do you know what ended the Bronze Age? And he's like, me.
I'm not kidding. Joking aside, that storyline was just awesome.
Oh, it was the unification that I think should have stayed in the MCU. I'm kind of bummed they abandoned it already, but I would have just set that up as the new status quo for mutant kind and left it alone. But here we are.
But comic books and poor writing decisions.
I know. But anyways, that's our family.
Let us know what you guys think about family-themed comic books. Obviously, we came up with some darker sides. Do you have anything that's like, hey, when Gene and Scott were getting married and they came together, or like Alpha Flight? Do you have any great family things that you guys can think of that we missed? Let us know in the comments below.